We are here with Kellie Outlaw, the most fabulous makeup artist that I love working with. And today we got a new canvas to work on.
Yay! I get to go over tips and tricks to make you look fresh and young. So my first tip is we're going to start with eyes, because doing eyeshadow, I make a mess. And I need to clean it up before we get into foundation. Otherwise, you'll look like you'll have sparkles all under your eyes and you can't get it out, and you look like you just got from the club, and we just don't want that in our lives.
You don't like the next day look?
Sometimes. So I start with a base to make sure it stays on as long as possible. It gives me like a palette that's pretty neutral. Sometimes people have veins or discoloration, and this just gives me a neutral palette to start with, and it'll make your eyeshadow last longer. So step 2, after you get a nice base coat there, you can use concealer or eye primer. You're gonna wanna get a sponge and just some translucent powder, and you can't really do this wrong. You just put it all over. It's really important to do this step because it'll help feather out your eyeshadow later. We don't wanna put a dark eyeshadow on and it gets stuck in one spot and we can't blend it. So this is really gonna prevent that from happening. Just for this, I'm gonna pick like a warm brown, and I'm gonna use a nice fluffy brush and just start kind of at this crease, adding a little bit of depth and warmth. No matter what eye look I do, I always start with a little warmth right here on top. It just looks really pretty. So next I'm going to use a dark chocolate brown, and I'm gonna put it in her outer crease. She's got these big, beautiful eyes, and I'm really gonna accentuate the sexy round eye she has. So I'm doing like a V pattern here. Starting at the bottom and blending up into that warm brown we just did. Pro tip, whatever you do to one side, you need to do the other side.
Love it. Yes, please.
It doesn't have to be perfect. We're gonna keep adding different layers, so as we add layers, it'll blend out more. The brush I used for this outer corner is like a little small, fluffier angle brush. There we go. Cool. I like to use my finger with shimmers. I'm gonna add in a metallic gray, and I know what you're thinking, brown and gray, what? But just trust me. And we just smudge it on the center. Then we're going to take this lighter gray and do the inner corner. And then just buff out. Then I'm going to take a little tiny brush and get a light creamy color and go right at the top of her eyes, right underneath her eyebrows. Gives a nice little highlight shimmer. Very pretty. You can also add just a pop of it right here on the inner corners. Gives your eyes a beautiful little extra sparkle. deepening that dark brown again. For a little eyeliner on top, I like to use this angle brush and a black eyeshadow. It's like eyeliner, but it's a lot softer. It's not as harsh, so it looks really nice. And we get as close to the lash line as possible. Open your eyes. And see, this is why we did eye makeup first. You can see it's all underneath her eye. Open your eyes again. And you can also see the impact that just a little eyeliner can make, one side versus the other. It just really gives you a nice, sexy look. And then I just take a makeup wipe, and when I'm finished with the eye look, I clean up my mess. See? For the eyebrows, Maggie has really great shape already. I just like to add in a little bit more definition and make sure they're nice and combed and frame the eyes perfectly. So I brush them first. Then I'm gonna use this little pencil and kind of draw a straight line underneath to make that look nice and clean. I'm not gonna lie, this part takes a little bit of practice when you're at home doing this for yourself. So you can see the difference. This one's just a little bit more structured, but we don't want it looking too much like a Nike check mark. So we go back in and buff that out just a little bit. And then for Maggie, I like to add in this it's like a little bit of an eyebrow mascara, and it just keeps it in place nicely. And here you can really see the difference, one eyebrow from the other. Voila! So one of the tips I have is for foundation is to buy a light foundation and a dark foundation, because in the summertime we're a little bit lighter, and in the wintertime we're a little lighter, in the summertime we're a little darker. So this can help you really customize your look without spending a lot of money trying to figure out what your color is. You just get a little plate or a tray, drops on there, and go to town. So right now it looks like a little masky, but after this I'm going to take a sponge and blend it better. You're going to want to do one side before it dries and then do the other. So then I do foundation first, and then we go in with concealer under the eyes and brighten and lighten. Clean up a little bit of that eyeliner falling out. I always put the concealer heaviest towards the inner of the eye, let it dry for a second, and then dust it out to the rest. You can always, if you have mature skin, like us 40-something-year-olds, you can get the marionette lines in here and lighten those up. And then another little sneaky trick I have is you don't want your eyeshadow to go past this point. There's a line that goes from your end of your eye to your eyebrow. And if your eyeshadow goes past this point, it's gonna make your eyes look really droopy. So to make sure that doesn't happen, I always stamp a little bit of concealer there. Just cleans it up really nicely, brightens, and your eyes look lifted. So Maggie is going to get some simple little false eyelashes today. So what I do is I put the glue on the end. It's really hard to put lashes on yourself. I even struggle with that, but if you're gonna try it, just put a small amount of glue, almost like a liner on the lash, let it dry for 30 seconds, and then go for application. And may the force be with you if you're doing it on yourself. So while her eyelashes are drying, I'm gonna do just a little bit of powder on her face. Again, for mature skin, you don't wanna over powder your face because you can really accentuate those hard-earned fine lines that we have. So I like to use a designated eyeshadow brush, and that way I can put it exactly where I want. Mainly underneath the eye to make sure the concealer stays. And in any places like the T-zone that get a little oily, that's where I'm gonna put the powder. I'm gonna add a little bit of contour. I like to use like a fluffy angle brush and a warm brown, and we're just gonna kind of highlight or deepen the color in this area between her ear and her mouth. That's kind of like the invisible line you want to look for. We're going to start with like a deeper color towards her ear and then just slightly blend it forward. It's going to really give a more narrow face. And then I like to take a smaller brush and do the highlight, a little highlight powder right on the cheekbones. Give Miss Maggie a nice glow. And never forget the blush. Blush is super important, especially if you have mature skin a little bit older. You want that youthful glow. I'm gonna pick a pretty rose color and use a nice fluffy brush for Maggie. And we're gonna go just between the contour and the highlight in circular motions. Now, when I touch the blush, obviously I get the most product on, and we're gonna start closer to her hairline and then blend it out. So it's like a soft glow. Show people. And then if you want, you can take a lighter color and just do a little boop boop on the apples of your cheeks. Now we're going to take like a small, simple little brush here and smudge just a little bit underneath her eyes. Light strokes, more product towards the end of corner of her eye, and then working our way in. And if you get too much on there, you can just buff it out with a Q-tip. And then we're just gonna take the leftover that's on this angle brush that I used earlier for the black eyeliner, and we're just gonna get really close to the lash line underneath on the outer corner and just put a little bit there. A little inner shimmer never hurt anybody. So since we did like a soft smoky eye, I'm going to do a little bit of deeper lip color for Maggie. A nice like dark burgundy, just to make it pop. All right, drop your mouth open. Color is so pretty. Looks so good. Okay, what do you think? Let me give you a.
It looks really, really pretty. I've been peeking. Very cute.
So this is the final look.
Love it. Today was definitely a fun day of pampering. Look how cute she did my hair. Absolutely love it. What a fun surprise. The makeup looks fabulous. She always does a beautiful job. Such a fun part of the experience. Tell us, what is a common mistake most people make when doing their makeup?
I think the common mistake would be expecting to be able to do something right away. Seeing it one time in a video or doing it one time on your face and thinking you're going to get it right. It takes practice. So when I teach makeup lessons, I'm always telling them to practice. And I always suggest right before you get in the shower, if you take a shower in the morning right before, or even at night, like you've been wanting to learn how to do a winged eyeliner, do it before you go hop in the shower. So that way you can do a terrible job, laugh it off and keep going. And the more you practice, you're gonna get it, practice makes perfect.
That is so smart. Practice definitely, for sure. I love the tip about doing it right before the shower.
Yes.
Because you don't have that
nothing
commitment.
to lose.
Yes,
nothing to lose. You can do it bad, you can laugh about it and keep on moving.
I
think another mistake people make is thinking they need to redo everything on their face. Like, we get in a habit of doing makeup the way we've always done it, and they decide, I want a fresh look, I'm gonna redo everything. And then you're like, whoa, no. This is not me. This is not how I look. So I think it's really about taking baby steps and not trying to boil the ocean all at once. If you want something that's high impact, you maybe start with your eyeshadow, adding a couple more colors. A lot of people use maybe 2 or 3 colors. I use like 8. Color combinations. Today on Maggie, we did a silver and brown, which a color combination you wouldn't think works, and it looks beautiful.
Right.
So
who would have thought?
I would say starting with eyeshadow, maybe adding a little darker lip than you're used to, and just kind of venturing out baby steps.
I love that. Little pieces at a time, little bite size. I love that. I know what a lot of people have on their mind is, what can I do? I've got 5 minutes, I'm running late. How can I look fabulous and feel beautiful and get out the door?
5 minutes,
Yep.
Most impactful. I would say a little concealer under your eyes, dotting that in, a nice juicy color on your lips, and then load that mascara on. 5 minutes and you're out. If you have a little extra time, maybe just a pinch of blush, use your finger and just dab some blush, and that will make you look alive and youthful and go on about your day.
And fresh. I like that. Yeah, that's a great tip. That's beautiful. All right. So I know a lot of people ask when they're sitting in the chair is, do you have to have high-end makeup? Does that really matter?
I would say in some cases it does work better for you, but for the most part, there's a lot of really good drugstore makeup brands that have a great kind of dupe. One of the most inexpensive, and you can get at Walmart, is e.l.f. And they have a lot of great like foundations and concealers and brushes.
Yeah.
So if you are wanting to start like venturing out in makeup, I would say go for something like that and make sure you like what you're doing before you invest in very expensive makeup. If you are going to invest, I would say eyeshadow palettes are really your best bet, because the most frustrating thing is to buy an inexpensive eyeshadow palette and then you put it on and you can't see any of the colors. They look so pretty in the palette, but on your face, they just disappear. So that's the payoff's just not there. You want something that has more pigment to it. And one of the ones I use is ColourPop. They have really great pricing as well, but really great payoff too.
Right, and that's one thing, you are so amazing with the eyes. You really know how to make a pop. I focus on the eyes when I'm photographing them, but that's what I love about that compliment, that you enhance the eyes so well. But it is that richness in your palettes that you use.
Color combinations, yeah.
But you can really see the pigments.
Yeah.
So it really makes them shine. And I mean, who does not love beautiful eyes? Love that. One thing that I think I love, but also all the clients love, is the first thing we do for a photo shoot is you come in and we start with hair and makeup. And Kellie is so amazing about, it just gives everybody a chance to relax. It's a pampering experience. Kellie's pretty funny once you get to know her. It's just like sitting around having girl time and talking.
It is.
I think it's one of the great parts of the experience, but it's pampering. She does such an amazing job at doing, hair and makeup. I mean, come on.
It's girlfriend time.
It is definitely.
It's so much fun.
Time.
You and I worked together for almost 3 years now, and I love how much you take care and you love your girls that come in, and I get to love on them too. They come in maybe a little nervous, and we just have a lot of laughs and listen to music and play in makeup. And my favorite thing about being a makeup artist, since you asked, is allowing people to see themselves in a way they never have before. I think there's very few times in life you get to see yourself in a way you've never seen before. And there's something really inspiring about that that makes you feel like you can just kind of do anything in the world.
I definitely see that. So after you leave, it's just me and the girls, at the session or at the photo shoot, and they're immediately feel confidence and a little bit of sass. They're ready to step forward. They're like, okay, I've been nervous about doing this, but I feel amazing. I look beautiful. Okay, we're gonna do this.
Look at me now.
Yes, absolutely, right.
So much fun.
It's just such a big part of the experience. It just really empowers you. It helps you feel confident. And who doesn't love to, get dressed up and feel beautiful? And it really enhances the photographs. It's such a big part of the experience. And I'm so glad.
Thank you for trusting me with it.
I'm so glad you were introduced to me. Another photographer introduced me to her, and she's in our little town. And I just can't believe that I love working with Kellie.
I love working with you too.
I know when everybody leaves, I make sure they have your business card, because they say next special event, I'm going to call Kellie. So I know you do weddings, you do special events, you do makeup for that. Tell us a little bit more about what else you do for makeup. And I know another question we get a lot is, how can you teach me how to do this for myself?
Yes, I can. I do makeup lessons. I do one-on-ones, which has been fun. I send you a list of things if you want to refresh your makeup bag. I send you some recommendations before we get together, so you have it on hand. It's not necessary, but it's nice to have, makeup artist recommendations. And then we get together one-on-one. I show you the different features of your face and do a little face mapping, because that's super important too. And it kind of tells you where your lines are, where things need to go. And then we do one-on-one, and I sit right next to you as you do your own makeup, because that's really where the learning is. You have to do it. I can't do it for you. So I'm standing right there helping you along the way. And I even do group get readies or group lessons. I've had a bunch of sisters that we sat around a dinner table. I give a lesson. I do it on me. You do it on you. And it's been so much fun. They're drinking wine. They're learning about makeup. And at the end of it, they do a little photo shoot in their own house because everybody looks great. So that's a lot of fun. People hire me when they go out on the weekends and they want to get some attention. So, I mean, there's really nothing I don't do makeup for. I'm happy to always teach or
do.
And we can do them virtually even. I've had Zoom makeup lessons, so we can do virtual, we can do in person. It's never a problem.
I love it. Again, Kellie Outlaw, come see us at the studio with Maggie Messer Photography. Give Kellie a call. I put some links in the description below where you can reach out, get some makeup lessons from Kellie, where you can hire Kellie for your special event. And if you're ready for your own photo shoot, there'll be a link to schedule below. Can't wait to meet you.
And cut. I love it.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
So good.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Okay.